Sleeping over in a sleeping bag on my floor tonight. Bitch boy, bitch boy, bitch boy, slap fight. Bitch boy, slap fight. We're both painfully pasty and white. Bitch boy, slap fight. Probably gonna cut each other inappropriately tonight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Slap fight. Boy, slap fight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Gonna ask my mom if you can stay over tonight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Here's a bitch boy, slap fight.
I'm funny. Coming for you.
God damn, you're so fucking stupid!
God damn, you're so fucking stupid.
Is that gonna be like the
That's our show. No.
Yeah.
No, I was
that's
wondering
me.
if
That's
we
actually me.
Well, I was just listening to that fucking hot jam right there, and I kept thinking to myself, I could see this being played before every round in YouTuber boxing.
That'd be amazing. An actual bitch boy slap fight show. I actually made a list of things like not to do with Underhaven before we made this show, and it literally only has one item on it. It says, "Don't be the inebriated discussions."
That's a good idea. But really, bitch boy slap fight, isn't that a good summary of a lot of these internet blood sport streams?
Yeah, it
think
is.
About it.
It really is.
Oh, well, I mean, there was more genuine physical activity in that CG rendering there than you probably get out of most of the people who participate in that shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I say this I kind of hang my head when I say it a little bit because I feel this odd sense of shame. But so I, like a lot of people, watch the illegal stream of the KSI Logan Paul fight there. I was kind of impressed with you could tell they were trying. They tried to learn how to box and they weren't terrible at it. I'm like, ew, oh my god, did I just show some basic respect to KSI or Logan Paul?
Yeah, I think you did.
I need to go bathe in dog shit
Yeah.
so I can feel cleaner about myself.
I guess we'll jump into it. So this video is called "What Americans Get Wrong About 911." I thought it said 9/11 for the longest time, but I just realized now that it's 911.
I thought everyone knew Bush did that shit.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh damn.
It's illegal to have a charcoal grill in the park here.
Oh, we covered this.
Yeah.
This person on the last show. So
she's only on for a second.
I bet she's great at parties.
If you want them ruined, yeah, sure. How did this end? Because I know she walked up to this fucking group of people having a barbecue, and she told them that
you can't have charcoal.
That's illegal.
It's illegal to use charcoal here, actually. I'm
by
pretty
what
sure
law?
I'm pretty sure I have no idea. Probably some local ordinance or something, if that's even true. It's probably just all bullshit.
No, look, between those glasses and that masculine jawline, she's clearly just channeling her inner Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Oh well, even better.
Will not sleep in that room.
She got into the pool.
We've seen the videos, read the headlines, and searched the hashtags.
We have individuals calling 911 to report on individuals who are not manifesting any evidence of criminality whatsoever.
So in other words, they're wasting the fucking cops' time.
In fact, the only evidence that's been manifested consistently throughout these videos is the fact that they are living while black.
According to Professor Herb,
oh my god.
The internet has
Pause this just for a second. All right, so we finally realized, because I was intrigued by this video. I was like, oh, what 9/11 gets wrong about, what Americans get wrong about 9/11, and I was like, 911.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, they call 9/11 for a lot of stupid shit. But of course, the BBC, which is publicly funded British broadcasting, they're like, no, it's because, only black people have this problem. Only black people have ever had the cops falsely called on them. I feel like they've never heard of
there are
swatting.
no cases of white people getting unprovoked attacks from cops, you know, getting
This-
fucking shit beaten out of them or anything like that. No.
Well, this went in a completely different direction than I was expecting, because I thought this was going to be about like the people who call 911 when Domino's fucks up their order.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be about that
me too. I thought it was like, okay, please, like, don't be a fucking moron. Here's what the law is, and here's what it's meant to be used for. I thought that was the gist of the video, but instead it's like, no, they're black.
There's one thing they all have in common. It's not that a bunch of dumbasses tried to call on them. It's that they're black.
Oh,
okay. I mean, there's, like the shitty thing about these kind of fucking, like, race baity articles that or the pieces that they come out with like this. Like, one of the shittiest things is, I mean, the shit does happen. I've been in neighborhoods.
Yeah, of course. Like, I don't think anybody here is denying that.
Waspy motherfuckers, just like, oh, there's some darkies outside. Get the gun, Cletus. Get the gun. Like, but then it's like the BBC comes along and it's like, this is just an example of white privilege gone awry. We need to address this. And they get some random fucking Ivy League professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with like these types of videos is that, and in social justice warriors in general, I won't go on about it forever, but like they hurt their cause more than they help it, because they make people turn a blind eye to these types of problems when they actually do exist, but because they present it in such a ridiculous, unrealistic way, no one can take it seriously. So even though they probably should, they don't, which is sad. But it's their fault.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with I started really noticing it with like the social justice scene, but I'd say in general, I think it's partially too. I think it comes also down to like social media in a sense, because we've gotten used to everything being in these like neat, easy to swallow little bite-sized portions. Exactly. That taking on complex issues complexly is something a lot of people just don't have the patience to do. So, all of the arguments that you see, all of the quote unquote political debates we have are just, they're shorthand Cliff's Notes garbage that makes no sense when you compare it to the little data. That was a lame impression, by the way. I'm gonna see myself out and I'll go get my coffee.
No, it's beautiful.
There's nothing new. 911 has a pretty checkered past when it comes to communities of color in the United States. It's still relatively young.
The emergency number has been around for 50 years. When it was first created in the 1960s, its goal was to ease the rising national crime rate. But within the first year, 60% of calls to 911 were for non-emergencies.
They don't ask you, hi, hello, how's your day? They ask you very specifically, what's your 911 emergency?
Herbert says that the misuse of 911 is what we're seeing with these viral calls.
Where does it say that I have to show an ID to use my pool, my own pool?
You know what this is? This is like a remainder from the mentality a lot of kids have, where it's like, I'm gonna tell the teacher on you. But then when it actually gets put into practice with like actual figures of authority in society, it's like, they're using charcoal. It's like, so fucking what?
Yeah, are you fucking Hank Hill or something? Like, why do you care about someone using charcoal so much?
Dude, here's the thing. Like, I remember being a kid and they had like, the typical shit where like a police officer talks to the class and he's like, here's what, 911, call it if you have any like emergency or something. They should definitely include, like, a bit at the end where it's like, and don't fucking call us if it's some stupid bullshit that doesn't require our attention. Because odds are that, some poor schmuck is gonna get fucking, like, raped to death in the meantime while we focus on your stupid, inane bullshit in the meantime. I don't know, man. It pisses me off, like, when people waste cops' time like this. I don't like cops, but really, just use the fucking line for what it's meant for.
I'd say, one of the most difficult things, one of the most annoying things probably about being a cop, and this, I studied criminal justice in college, so most of my teachers in that sense were police, like working sheriffs and that sort of thing, and there's a pretty consistent theme that they'd have, which is like, when you get past the saw a dead body today, someone attacked me, had to put someone down, something like that. it's this kind of inane shit. Like I had an ex-girlfriend. Her methodology for breaking up with anyone was to file a restraining order, call the cops on them, claim she'd been
Holy
abused,
shit.
all this shit. And it wasn't like even just the vindictive kind of feministy shit we see, where like everything is abuse. It was genuinely grating, annoying horse shit about like, I need cops because like they were yelling at me, they were mean, or any old stupid little fucking thing. And I know like I believe a number of her friends were like the same thing. They'd call the cops, like they called 911 if somebody was like blocking their driveway or something. And it's like, this is an emergency line. It's almost like that guy, like, this is library.
It's really ridiculous how frivolous people are. I mean, I guess especially so here in America, but I really don't like that this story paints it to be like, this is only a problem in America. No other Western country has dumbasses that... I mean, probably, yeah, it's to a much lesser extent, but I'm sure the UK has plenty of dumb shit like this, too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Actually, yeah, when you consider the kind of weird shit stories you hear coming out of the UK, I gotta wonder what their version of, like man calls 999 because his curry wasn't spicy enough or something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He ordered a lamb kebab and he got beef. What?
A lot of people in the UK, though, they're afraid of like reporting like race-related crimes, like, you know, if someone's not white, I should say, because they don't want to be seen as racist, especially if it's like, you know, an Arab or...
Well, is it the
Indian
people or is it the police? Because I've heard that the police don't want to look racist, so they like avoid investigating certain like in certain avenues to avoid going down those roads.
You are probably right, but the fact that the police feel that way probably does affect the general populace as well into being.
I don't think it's just that though. That could be part of it, but in Sweden we kind of have like the same deal in some places. But it's not because of that. It's because like cops just get treated like shit in those areas, so they're just like, well, fuck. You know, they just don't bother in certain regions.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest problems we have here, because I mean, there is a genuine, you know, there is a definite, it's still like law enforcement disparity when it comes to like race relations and such. And a lot of people, you know, and it's when you hear the left harp on it, right? They act like it's, you know, oh, it's racist cops is what it is. And yeah, those fuckers exist, but the problems come about via policy. Like I used to, when I worked for Acorn, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It was, you know, if you ask like certain conservatives, it's this shadowy liberal George Soros army. But if you ask anybody who worked for him, it's like it was this utterly incompetent community organization helping, you know, mobilize people. Well, like Southeast DC, I actually got shot at and then caught in the middle of a gunfight in a period of 2 weeks in Anacostia. But when I talked to the people there and find out what they wanted, like, you didn't hear this, like, we need to get these racist ass motherfucking cops off the street. They were like, we need police substations with foot patrols and officers whose names we know, like it used to be, because the whole snitches get stitches thing, that whole division between police, that whole notion that, like, you know, oh, if you call in something here, it's going to be 2-hour response time and they're not going to do shit.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that happens because of directed patrols. You take cops from outside of those areas who don't know those areas. You tell them, go do drive-through patrols, right? And a couple times and respond to calls. And they turn into basically like the, you know, real world version of like Skyrim city guards. Like, you got no reason to trust them. You got no reason to deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an apt comparison, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I've been, you know, I've been making that kind of comparison for a few years, because that's really like, there's no more officer friendly with his, you know, shined brass buttons and, you know, he's flipping his club around. He knows you and your kids like play ball with him and shit like that. No more of that.
That's sad.
Yeah,
that's really sad.
Yeah, they show up geared out, ready to go to fucking urban warfare, and you know, like, and that's why when we see like stories about, oh, this cop took time out from his day to actually hang out and just chat with some kids, everyone's like, oh, that's so sweet. It's like that's actually just good policing, and most every cop already knows that. It's just they're not typically allowed to do it sometimes.
Yeah, it's way different in a lot of places. Like I know in Finland, it's really common for normal citizens to just like strike up friendly conversations with cops. You know, it doesn't have to pertain to anything about the law. Just it's like, hey, how you doing? You know, what are you up to?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And I mean, like, you know, when you have situations like that, and it's funny too, because here in Manchester, where I live, they've had a lot of problems with that. Like, nobody trusts the cops, nobody talks to the cops. They used to be corrupt as fuck too, but they cleaned up the force, and now, in an effort to sort of bring back that community policing model, which is highly effective, you know, they've reestablished regular foot patrols where the officers will walk up and down downtown, and their primary job is to just stop and say hello to people and get to know them. And the idea being is that if they know these cops, then when some shit's going down, instead of it, yeah, they'll tell them, because it's not like, oh, I'm snitching on somebody. It's that, oh, some shit's going down, I better let Officer Joe or Officer Cindy know what's going on.
Yep. See, that's such a good, like, wholesome idea. So, of course, it's not, like, a mainstream thing done here in America, because that would just be too intelligent, right?
Well, the reason, I mean, like, let's look at the war on drugs, right?
That's
like, you know about, like, the difference between, like, it's funny, too, because it was Nixon of all people, but, like, you know what the original idea behind that was, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was treatment. It was about, like, he wanted to basically wage a war on drug addiction, and he wanted to do that with, like, treatment of addiction. And then it, you know, law and order became a chest-thumping political issue, and you had all these, like, hardline conservatives making it their platforms, and they come out doom and glooming, like, you know, oh, crime rates are out of control, the world's on fire, the only thing that can save us is me and my policies. And then these policies filter down to the police, and all of a sudden the police are taking arrows to the knee.
Have you ever, I don't even know if this is a conspiracy. I just got what you said, by the way. I don't even know if this is a conspiracy, but I remember hearing something about how Ronald Reagan, like, distributed crack to black neighborhoods in the 80s to try and, you know, get them snuffed out.
Wasn't that like something they brought up in the movie Boys in the Hood? I think I remember that.
I think it's been brought up in movies before.
I think it was Juice, wasn't it? With Wesley Snipes.
I know it was like a scene with Wesley Snipes talking about it.
Yeah,
I know he's in both of those movies.
Yeah, when he's in court and he's explaining, he's like, you know.
Oh no, like, I think you're thinking about like another scene.
He's manufactured in Harlem. Not one of us owns a poppy field. I mean, that conspiracy theory is partially true because the CIA was in fact running coke, which largely turned into crack, and it's theorized that they came up with that as a means to maximize the profits which came back, because that was part of the whole game they were kind of running in, I think, Nicaragua, when they were trying to fight against the Sandinistas, and that ended up leading into Iran-Contra in a way. So, I mean, CIA has been, I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't still running drugs, because they've got, you know, there's black bag ops. You can't use tax money for that. Otherwise, you have to account for what you've done. Mm-hmm. So you go and use tax money to do something else, a la trafficking cocaine. And then you know, or weapons, and then you use those funds to fund your little proxy wars and shit.
Yeah, I believe that still goes on to this day. I think that we have probably the worst police enforcement here in America that we've ever had, in terms of how they're taught and trained and that type of thing.
Well, not to mention how they're armed. I mean, like, a lot of these cops are given like fucking SWAT gear when it comes to just like patrolling the streets and shit.
Yeah, discounting the 60s. Discounting the 60s.
Oh,
Just want to make that clear.
Well, it's kind of funny though, because in the same sense, and this was something that came up a lot when I was studying, and things have actually apparently changed quite a bit. Was, you know, they're starting to try, we're starting to get rid of 3 strikes laws, for instance, right? Now, aside from the end result, which people saw, which was like people going to prison for life for next to nothing, you know, no real serious fucking deal.
You stole a slice of pizza, life in prison.
Instead of that shit happening, you know, like the complaint was it's judicial micromanagement. It takes away judicial discretion. So if a judge is like, all right, this is your third time getting popped for weed, they didn't have the power to be like, quit getting caught, here's a slap on the wrist. It's like, well, I'm forced to do this. Police discretion was a similar thing. So, but we're starting to see like tolerance and toleration, especially when it comes to like weed, for instance. As the heroin epidemic here gets really bad, it's at a point now where you can pretty much walk down the street smoking a blunt and the cops won't bother you. Even though it's like, well, it's decriminalized now, but even when it was like technically illegal, it was still like, I've got better things to do than to fuck with you. I don't have any department breathing down my neck to bust you for it now, so I can focus on doing more important shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's progress at least. The more shit that we can get like that, the better. Like here in Massachusetts, we finally have it legal. Seems like the government official type people are finally starting to realize, hey, there's money in this, and not just tobacco. People are gonna smoke it anyway. We might as well make a little bit of money on it, right? So.
Well, shit, I remember even before it was legalized, I used to go down, you go down through Boston and shit. I'd come out on, South Station's front stoop, and I'd just go out to smoke a butt, if I was traveling to Philly or something like that.
And, yeah, I forgot we're from the same state, aren't we? Jesus.
Well, you're from Mass, I'm from New Hampshire, but yeah, we're from New England.
New England, that's good enough. Good enough.
But, yeah, I remember, there'd be dudes sitting out front smoking a blunt, and then there's, Gestapo-looking state troopers with... I always love that fucking line from The Departed, and he's like, "Holy shit, you made detective already?" He's like, "Yeah, well, you might too if you didn't come to work looking like you're ready to invade Poland every day." And for those who aren't familiar, state troopers in Mass, they have the weird little cross belts. They have the knee-high polished black boots. They kind of look like Nazis wearing light blue.
Are all your papers in order?
Enforcement officers are placed in an interesting position here.
Okay, again, what did they do to threaten you?
When officers show up on the scene and investigate, what their job is to do is to, at that point, dispel or confirm any criminality that may be afoot.
We're taking our suitcases out of the house.
Right, they said luggage and stuff.
Because there's 3 black people in the neighborhood, of course.
It's possible, but like I said, you never know.
It's not possible, that's what's happening.
There is a question as to whether or not the callers should in fact be criminally prosecuted.
He tried to do anything to stop him.
I feel like a fine would be fair enough if you waste the fucking cops' time. Isn't that what they do if you call the fire department and they show up and there's nothing going on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they do. So there should probably be at least some type of penalty. It doesn't have to be huge, but there has to be some type of penalty attached to, wasting the fucking times of law enforcement or the police department or an ambulance or anywhere that could better be using their time. Especially if you're gonna fucking call an ambulance for no reason. Fuck you for doing that, because that's the most fucked up of all 3.
Yeah, they've got. Well, it is a crime to intentionally waste the time in 911. Those people who call in because Domino's fucked their order up and shit, they'll get in trouble. I think the problem here is that these people who are being highlighted in this video, for instance, they're fucking retarded. There's no two ways about that. Yeah. But they're calling because they genuinely believe there's something wrong. And it's not just my god, my Uber driver sucked, can you please arrest him? It's they're just fucking stupid. And
they're not doing it on purpose. They're just genuinely that dumb that they think 9/11. 911.
Call 9/11.
Call 9/11. Yeah.
It just goes to show how fucking dumb some people are. It's I'm indignant about something in my life. Let's get somebody arrested for it. That'll make me feel better.
It's a power thing, man. People love wielding power, and for a lot of people, and I think we've all known someone like this too. The kind of person that they almost think they are a cop, or they're an extension of the police. Kind of fucker who sits in their window with binoculars.
Kind of like the sovereign citizen type. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, or the inverse sovereign citizen, rather than they're a sovereign citizen. They're I'm doing my part. Would you like to know more? Fuck off, Heinlein. Leave me alone.
Despite the growing regularity of viral videos showing these non-emergency calls, the number still has a purpose.
911 has been a lifesaver, particularly
Well,
when in response to medical
who's going to debate that?
I remember that show. That show in the 90s. You guys remember that? About the little boy, you know, he'd always be like every week, be like, this brave little boy saved his uncle's life after he choked on a peanut shell by calling 911. That was the dumbest shit. I fucking love that show, though. It's like, ultimately the day is saved because somebody made a phone call.
Yeah.
Exciting.
It's like, somebody did what they're supposed to do in a situation like that. Let's cover it on the news. Like,
we've had this like pretty like nuanced conversation about just this one video, and here's the thing, like, but they're trying to boil it all down to one thing. It's all because of race. Like this entire nuanced discussion is not needed because it's all about race and nothing
Okay,
else.
look, this video is 2 minutes and 12 seconds long. So it's like, you know, it's not a long video, but throughout this video, they've oversimplified two things. One, the reason for why there's a conflict. And number two, the end of the video. The entire end of the video is like, 911 is used for emergencies, and it's helpful for people who need it.
Yeah,
like, well, you don't fucking say, holy shit.
When you said it like that, for some reason I heard Mike from Red Letter Media's voice, like, just like, 911 is used for emergencies. We call 911 when they're... See?
Man,
but I think you should have brought this video up when you had the French potato farmer on. He loved it. But really, this just simply shows that the problem is the black people. You fucking muppet. Sorry, you mentioned that guy's name, and I'm bound to like make fun of him at least.
Yeah, I think we're good.
That's fine.
Let's see what else. Oh my god, it's just like a list of stupid bullshit. That's what I have.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, dude, you should apply for a job with the BBC. They
yeah.
It'll be my job to simplify
show.
complicated things.
We here at the BBC take the trust our people put in us and their money very seriously, which is why we're going to devote the next 20 minutes to transgender potatoes.
Oh my god.
The kids need milk in their cereal bowl, but without the strength, they lose control.
Damon, what is this?
You gotta get those little bitches some weights, get them on that P90X Junior shit so they can lift that gallon of milk.
Okay, all right. So you're asking me what the?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. It's basically it's a cap that you put on juice drinks and such like that.
Somebody put LSD in Grandma's orange juice. Whoa!
This is another one of those ads that shows incompetence.
But look out, it's...
you stupid bitch!
Look at her face, it's like, the moment she realizes she's fucking
Clean that
stupid.
up!
All over the floor. What a mess!
Hi, I'm
What a dumb fuck.
about the Magic Tap, the no-drip automatic drink dispenser destined for every fridge in America.
Destined for every fridge in America.
Even Billy.
I just hope it has a fucking mist setting on it. Now you can turn every bottle into a Windex bottle.
But it's destined for every single fucking fridge in America.
Every fridge. Add a little zest to your salad.
That's a little, like, this woman's kind of like the Thanos of home appliances right now. She's just like, she won't stop until this is in every fridge in America.
Yeah. I'd watch
the
that
Magic
movie.
Tap eliminates lifting and pouring heavy, awkward beverages, giving independence to kids and the elderly, and convenience to
Okay, basically they're marketing this to fucking idiots. Like,
no,
here's the thing. Like, to me, children and retarded midgets are kind of the same thing. So when I see this, I'm like, okay, so like old senile people who can't fucking hold a bottle, and a bunch of fucking stupid kids who haven't been taught how to use like a bottle either.
Or
you know, that's what it's
the
meant
only thing
for.
this is practically good for is someone who like only has one arm. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing: does it fit onto like vodka bottles?
That'd be.
'Cause then
I
we're
know,
talking,
I doubt it.
you
That'd
know?
be fucking cool if they were like, "Are you a helpless fucking drunk?" It's like,
Are you trying to live out Nicolas Cage's dream of from living Las Vegas? This can help.
maybe.
Just
Maybe.
insert the super straw into your beverage container.
Super straw. It's a.
Adjust the silicone wings
Straw.
over the opening. Tap the
wings.
glass. And enjoy. The universal cap fits tight
That
on most
easy.
large and medium-sized drink containers, milk jugs, and bottles. Its powerful motor draws the beverage up through the super straw and out the spout, so
And
the
I'm sure
kids can
cleaning
get
it
their
is
own
a
milk for
fucking
their cereal.
snap.
And
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
add just enough to
They
your
never talk
coffee
about
or
that.
measuring cup. Magic Tap
Why
is
would
great
they?
for morning juice, thirst
Probably
quenching
suck.
water, and a batch of cold ice.
Wait, hold on.
Use Magic Tap on your bottle of milk, and presto, you'll have something akin to cheese in about 2 weeks.
It's a glass of water. How about you just like get it from the fucking tap?
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is being marketed towards people like in Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, my hometown of Flint, Michigan.
And a batch of
you
cold
live in
iced tea
Michigan.
with a friend. And even hot coffee and more on a cold winter.
So it's for stupid people and people who don't have access to clean drinking water. Okay.
Basically.
Let's hear
This
from
is the thing. It's like, it's like 9 out of 10 Americans don't know how to pour shit. Oh, great.
Dude, this is like the first sign that we're gonna become the fat people in Wall-E. I swear to God.
I was
people
thinking
using
that
the
myself.
Magic Tap.
Nicolette can get her own juice and even pours milk in her own cereal.
Now I don't have
can
to
fill
mom.
her bottle with one hand.
Fuck
which
around on
really makes
Instagram
my
all
day
goddamn
easier.
day.
I have arthritis, and it's hard to work.
She's a retired grandmother. She was a grandmother, but then she just had enough.
Drink.
Single
What else
serve
could that
containers
mean?
can be expensive and often go unfinished. With the
Someone
Magic
could've
Tap,
drank
you can
that.
buy
Yeah. You
Wasteful bitch.
in bulk to save money, and you control the serving size.
God, he's sweaty.
Lift
Holy
and
shit.
pour, no
What
more
would
with
they
the
do?
Magic Tap.
We get to see that lady fail again before.
Yeah, don't
wraps
be like
up.
this stupid old bitch. Buy this.
Order now.
I went
Yeah.
to Juilliard and I got a SAG card so I could do this.
Every fridge in America will have these, but not every fridge in every country in the world.
No, every fridge in America will have one of these, but not every fridge can afford juice or milk.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
shit.
Taiwan's like, and we have some. They're like, no, fuck off.
No, fuck off. Yeah. Sorry.
The Chinese are just looking and they're like, we just have to be patient and America will fall from the inside.
No, this is actually a part of their plan to take over America. Yes. Oh my God. Why did I do this? Why did I do this?
I just like
Holy
how-
shit.
Whoa!
Okay. let me just process this.
Mabuka Cheetah Jedi.
So is this what happened to the fucking Blueberry Kid in Willy Wonka?
Oh my God. Yeah. This is what she grew up to be. Stuck halfway in between.
For the boy
Something's
next door.
stuck somewhere.
I was 9. You were 13 the first time I saw you, waving from your treehouse while I played in the sprinkler.
You weren't allowed up there, were you?
Months before, you pulled down your pants to reveal the bright white quarters of your mid-pubescent
Whoa.
buttocks. This, months before, you tried to convince me to kiss the girl playing with me in my backyard so you could watch from your treehouse in your backyard.
Can somebody explain what she's talking about?
I don't know.
The scarring experience of getting mooned one time and how that drove her to a hostess
Be a
addiction.
lesbian? Oh. Okay.
It is only
We both got
recently
something
occurred
else
to me
out of
how
that.
often you were watching me from your treehouse in your backyard. I'm talking about you.
It's about
The
privilege,
boy
isn't it?
who ran his fingers through my hair in math class every day uninvited, to the boy who locked me in a janitor's
Who would do
closet with
that?
his best friend and the school guidance counselor who told me it was harmless because...
Imagine being this petty, like you hold on to shit that happened to you as a kid. Like
I
at this
know.
fucking age.
That's all these people have for fuel for their slam poems.
I just love how she's got ham hocks hanging off her shoulders.
I know.
It's like she's wearing actual meat sleeves.
Something happened. I'm
God.
talking about you.
Oh my God.
Parents give their
Yeah.
daughters curfews at 10, but don't ask their sons what time they came home, to the gaggle of freshman girls who stopped talking to Sarah after she got Jeremy in trouble, to my best friend
reality
from
do you
college.
live in?
Oh, you were an
Call her the
unlikable bitch in high school. Okay, I can buy it. I see it.
Look at that attractive face. You don't think that's attractive? Come on.
I just want to find out, like, I forget what the event was, but I want to find out.
That's a face
like,
only a McDonald's employee could love.
Well, no, and a McDonald's stockholder, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe like,
but I just want to find out.
CEO.
I want to find out that the sign language interpreter has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, initially I was like, is this somebody mocking her? But then I realized, like, oh wait, they're translating. Okay.
Someone doing shadow puppets in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For grasping
She's gonna do the YMCA any minute now.
at straws for a safe space and telling us, her new friends, that the man she was living with threw her down a flight of stairs. To the women who stay silent because stories like this are not unique, I am talking about you. To every high five ever offered a man for losing his virginity at 14 to a woman in her 30s, I'm talking about you. To every boy.
You mean what? You mean boys being like sexually assaulted by their teachers, which we don't talk about in the right light?
Yeah, which feminists don't talk about.
No, she's just upset because like she's like, why didn't anyone ever want to molest me?
Yeah. I mean, damn.
I don't know. Maybe they mistook her for like a beached whale or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, really, it's like she's. I don't know if this is really like what she thinks, but it kind of sounds like she's making it out to be like a women's issue.
Oh, it is a women's issue. She has to make it out to be a women's issue because otherwise she has to admit the fact that some people don't want to touch her because they're afraid of getting taken down by poacher hunters. Like, I'm sorry. It's not that you're. It's not just that you're unattractive. I also thought you were, endangered.
Wow.
Or man who asked why I couldn't take a joke when laugh punch lined my gut. I am talking about you. To the man who picked up my hand and moved it so I could feel his excitement. To the man who didn't stop when I started crying.
Okay, let's not lie. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Who later told me he would have stopped if I'd only said no to the no.
It's the most unappealing dress a woman who's this fat could possibly wear. Like, honestly, it's not doing any favors.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, all right, let's give her like some benefit of the doubt and say that like sometime in her past, like, some awful rape happened, and then her way of dealing with it became overeating and being like an angry, spiteful feminist. That's not helping. That's not recovering. That's not getting better. But all of the people in the audience who are like, you're obsessing, you're endless obsessing, and refusal to move on is so empowering.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. How's that empowering? To me, that seems petty. I mean, she's basically living in the fucking past. It's
she's not becoming better than what happened in the past. She's just going on and on and on about it as if.
I mean, here's the thing: like, if you're a person who got like picked on in school, that's unfortunate. But if you fucking end up like a red-haired fucking beached whale in a shrunken blue muumuu on a fucking feminist stage at some, slam poetry convention, and you're bitching about all that, maybe it's time you just do some self-reflection and let that shit go.
Well, it's sounding like she's sort of like moving into this, like she's talking about some kind of actual trauma, like saying, stop when I said no. Like maybe she was like sexually abused at some point, but the fact that she's tying that to this petty shit from when she was a kid, that's all that I'm like actually growing to feel bad for her, but not in the way she wants, because it's like, wow, the rest of your life is going to be fucking miserable because you can't get over anything because you're surrounded by people who tell you getting over things is how the bad guys win.
Exactly.
Afraid to say that fat lump stuck in my throat. I am talking about you. To the beer-battered bargain basement bro who beat my best friend into a throw pillow. To the man who thought a ring and a yes meant his fiance didn't get to say no anymore. To the men who have celebrity, who celebrated status places them on a pedestal.
More than half of them are about like other people in her life. Like I'm upset on their behalf. It's like I get that, but I mean, like you're lumping that together in with you getting picked on in school.
Yeah, you could come up with a million fucking stories of injustice that other people have gone through.
Well,
but if you're gonna try and tie it into to what you suffer through just because you're all women, it's dumb.
It's the crazy thing too, because this is the new culture now. It's the victim culture. It's not about surviving. It's not about like, wow, you've been through some shit and you still hold your head up high. That's admirable. It's about you've been through some shit and you define yourself by that to a point where like I'll date a girl who's gone through some traumatic shit, right? And then I'll notice she doesn't obsess about it. She's not all fucked up about it. She like kind of like she's fucking scarred inside by it, but it doesn't, she doesn't let it affect her behavior. And I'm like, wow, you're a weirdo outlier. How the fuck did you get so tough?
Here's the thing too, like I've known people who've experienced like not the same shit she has, but like similar shit. And the thing is, like the thing that empowers them is accepting what happened and moving on and attempting to like live a better life. Doing this is the opposite of that. Doing this is hanging on to the past and reliving it on stage. That's not how you fucking deal with shit.
Yeah, and this is the problem too when you get like, this is why I hate like women's studies professors and all this modern sort of like this modern way of thinking about it. Because they praise this shit. I mean, like she's standing up there and she's basically being told by this audience that obsessing about this endlessly is powerful. That it's how you take control back by making it the centerpiece of your entire life. Maybe Atkins, I don't know.
Out of reach to the boys.
It's a sign of a weak mind, in my opinion. That's all I'll say.
You don't say.
Scholarships instead of jail sentences, and the female reporters who said it was a shame to see a young man's future ruined. I am talking about you.
You don't care about men.
I'm talking about you because someone has to. Because out of every 100 offenses, only 40 get reported. 10 lead to arrest. 8 get prosecuted. 4 get convicted. Only 3 will ever spend 1 day in jail. Damn right, I am talking about you. I will scream my throat hoarse every day, shouting, this is not okay.
You mean you'll scream your horse throat?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can we move on?
Let's move on.
I think we're good.
I've tortured you guys enough. I'm sorry.
I'm getting like I'm getting night sweats in the middle of the day from this.
Moving on.
I'm kind of stuck between 2 videos, honestly. I'll let you decide.
Ask Nick. Yeah, he can decide.
All right. So option A. This Netflix program is trying to pervert your kids. Option B. Transpocalypse Episode 1, The Hollywood Transgender Deception.
Ooh, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because, I've seen Daredevil and I felt molested after watching Iron Fist. Transpocalypse versus this. I gotta know what the Transpocalypse is.
Alright.
I've not seen it, but I think I know what it is. Oh, that's hideous.
Alright, Zion here. As usual, like this video, share it, post comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.
I love his energy.
So today we are going to discuss some more truth. And as usual, when you get around to discussing truth, you will inevitably have to discuss lies, and in discussing lies, secrecy. Right? It is being suggested that there is an awakening that is occurring, I guess, in 2017. I believe only some of us will. In fact, I experienced this awakening, and unfortunately, some of us will remain completely
blind. This has more than I make, man.
This guy's got to have like 200, 300,000 subscribers. He's just so charismatic.
Yeah, I've never heard something explained so eloquently. Like, I thought that this was ridiculous when I heard the title, but now I'm fully engrossed in what this guy has to say to us.
What was the name of that actor who played Count Dooku? The guy who's Dracula.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, this guy's he's on a fucking Christopher Lee level of narration right here. I want him to read,
the massive conspiracies that are just woven around us and that we are experiencing day to day.
You know what?
Okay, look, here's the thing. Let's get this out of the way. Like, if you have this important thing to tell us about like this huge deception. There's a huge conspiracy happening and we need to know about it. Yeah, get to the fucking point. You know, like if I knew that there was like something big happening, I'd just go on YouTube and be like, hey guys, here's what's happening. Here's my proof. The end. Yeah, like that'd be it. This video's 28 minutes long and there's no fucking way I'm gonna watch more than like 8 minutes of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you really, after his like really enthusiastic like, subscribe, and share bit at the beginning there, he really should have been like, so if you don't want to hear my waffling setup, skip to this time code, and it's like 6 seconds before the end of the video.
Yeah.
Some might suggest that this awakening is, in fact, something cosmic that has changed or that is occurring in this time. Maybe so, you know, or maybe it's just this little thing called the internet.
He doesn't even know what he's saying.
Yeah, you know, for all I know, it could be like the blue moon. Who knows?
Yeah, the wizards could have done it. I'm just asking questions.
We don't know. Question mark?
Is this just a 28-minute video of him having a back and forth conversation with himself?
I don't know. You tell me. You found this video.
I got sent the most crazy shit, man. This guy does go on about like, it's like he's talking to, it's like it's two people talking to each other during this video. I don't even know if we can get through it though, because it's ridiculous.
I mean, I got a little excited when he's like, maybe it's a cosmic thing. What the fuck?
Yeah, based on fucking what?
Cosmic rays are turning our kids trans and forcing them to watch Rachel Maddow.
Did he ask like a magic 8-ball or something? And it's like not sure yet, or what? Let's skip ahead a bit because I'm kind of dozing off, honestly.
For example,
we'll see a little bit more of this and then move on.
Why does he have so many pictures of children?
That's a good question, actually.
This is starting to fucking creep me out a little bit here.
Yeah.
That you're seeing on
television. Am I gonna have to mundane Matt style flag this video for being creepy?
Oh.
Nah.
He's not gonna be on the show now.
No. Matt's my buddy.
All right, cool. All right, well, Matt sucks. Be on the show, Matt.
That operate at sort of the top level, you know, as
listens to the show,
are in fact transgendered individuals. So if you're watching television and you believe you're looking at a female, probably 99, if not 100% of the times, you will.
Not 100%.
Okay, so, wait. I think he had himself a hookup and he found himself some unexpected wedding tackle. And I don't think he ever got over it. So now he's like, Tila Tequila, that's a man. Miley Cyrus, that's a man. Claire Huxtable was a man. I mean, like, how can you look at that and say that's a dude?
That's a dude, man. That's a man, dude. Come on.
I want to see like Ella or Miss London respond to this video now.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
To be looking at someone that was born male and at some point was transgendered and is being presented to you as female, you know, and
that's kind of the fucking point. You know, like if you're a dude and you're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable in my skin as a man, I want to, you know, switch over to the other side or whatever. That's kind of the whole deal, you know.
Is that Alanis Morissette?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's Alanis Morissette.
I've never seen her this young in a picture, so I wouldn't know.
Well, the 90s did happen, so
yeah.
You know, we had cameras back then.
Vice versa to be true to the same degree, right? And all you really have to do is open your eyes.
Man, he's salivating. Holy shit.
Right? Look past the long hair, look past the makeup, and you will generally be able.
What's he pointing at? Hold on.
I don't know. What am I supposed to be looking at here? Like the shape of her torso?
No, you can see it. It's clearly photoshopped because only women have curves like this. Yeah. I just can't tell. I'm looking at that beach picture there, and I'm like, isn't that one of the chicks from Orange Is the New Black? Or is that just pink?
Maybe.
see that what in fact you're looking at is a male that is being presented to you as a female when you think you're looking at a female. The male to female transgendering is somewhat more difficult to even wrap your mind around. I believe this particular deception is more massive, more relevant, and obviously going to be way more difficult for.
All right. I think we've heard everything this dumbass is gonna say. Yeah.
I wonder if this is like some weird. Is this some like outlier incel argument? It's like
no, you know what this is?
No one wants to date me is because they're all secretly men.
No, like here's the thing. Like a lot of these guys who make these videos, and there are very many people who make this now. I've seen that on YouTube, especially
it's
like
increasingly popular.
Yeah, especially the people who buy into like the Illuminati and shit. A lot of these guys make the argument that this is mental illness, and I'm like, well, even if it is, are you exempt from mental illness? I mean, like, it seems like this is kind of like a pattern with a lot of people. I don't know.
Like, bro, you're a YouTuber. You don't get to talk about mental illness in a negative fashion.
Yeah, it's like, they say that doing the same thing over and over again is a sign of insanity. I don't know. Maybe if you make videos over and over again about conspiracies, that's a sign of insanity.
This could have been stated in 2 minutes. I know that's the case with a lot of YouTube videos, but this could have been stated in 2 minutes, but it goes on for like 28 minutes. So.
Well, I think what it comes down to is a lot of these people, like, they need big grand conspiracies to exist around shit like this, because it's like, it's their personal fucking weird issue, It's the thing they can't wrap their minds around, they can't accept for whatever. So they need there to be some big old fucking, like, big deal conspiracy that's really making it all happen. Because it can't just be that there's shit they don't like or understand in the world. It's that there's somebody's trying to get them somehow through, like, haha, you got an erection, but there's secretly a dick tucked there. Ha 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 ha, gotcha. Fuck, really?
Yeah. It's really ridiculous, the type of conspiracies. Like, it's not even like, I love these people because they're not the ones being like they're usually not the ones talking about world ending like Illuminati type shit. They're just talking about, oh yeah, some of those actors you see, there's an entire conspiracy, they're drag queens. It's like, what's the point? Yeah, like, literally, what's the benefit?
Have either of you guys ever heard the term the pink hand?
No.
When like before gay marriage was law and such, when like activists were pushing for it, there were a lot of these like really nutty right wingers who were talking about like the pink hand, like there's some grand overarching gay agenda. It's like, what? I mean, and you've seen the memes about it too, like the gay agenda, get groceries, call mom, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and this, I remember that being a thing. And I guess just like everything else, people are just getting dumber and crazier in their own rights and respects.
Just gives us more content to cover, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is a call for an uprising.
VLC just stopped the video on its own, so I guess
VLC's like, nope, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done. I'm not doing this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Come on, VLC.
Damn. This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Many of you have asked me to cover this, so I'm covering it.
VLC is like, I warned you.
That is this show, this cartoon on Netflix called Big Mouth. The show is pretty much another one of these cartoons that's really, really gross, which, is perverted, which is over the top.
Well spoken.
Which is really geared towards, they'll say teens, but kids are going to watch it because when their parents see cartoon, they let them watch it because they think it's a good thing. It's not bad.
You shouldn't do that.
And it's just completely
it's probably
and perverted.
Kind of
it's just
true.
sexual.
Yeah, I mean, like, just look at how people parent kids nowadays. It's like, oh, my kid's fucking annoying, and he's a toddler, so let me just give him an iPad.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself for like 1 second. I was like, no, people aren't that stupid.
Yeah, but then you realize how people actually are, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, there's a reason that all these, like, what was it? There was a story about like a kid, like a young girl who set herself on fire because it's actually a fucking. I wrote this as a ticker line joke for Saints one time, that like millennials were immolating themselves in the set yourself on fire challenge. And then like last week I saw a story. Yeah, that's the thing. Kids are setting themselves on fire.
Yeah.
And I let my daughter, she's 10. I let her, she's got like YouTube channels she loves. She's got all this shit online she's into, but
Sure.
like that kid doesn't just get to like sit unsupervised on the internet all day. Like I'll go and pester her ass and like I'll be like, "What are you doing? Let me see." Look through the history. What's this? Oh my god. No, it's not inappropriate. No, it's not inappropriate. It's just grating and terrible. All right, back at it. Have at it. Yeah. But yeah, there are some idiots out there who are just like, "Oh, mom's got this and that to do. I gotta go Facebooking real quick. So here's an iPad. Just go have fun."
Nick, have you ever seen that skit that's been going around on the internet where it's that woman singing about Dad's Google history?
No.
All right, then I'm gonna send it to Swag actually because I want to torture you guys for a couple seconds.
All right. In the meantime, I guess we'll continue playing this.
Yeah.
Sexualizing children. Some of the stuff is just some of the most foul, filthy things I've ever seen in a trailer before. That they're even allowed to put this up on YouTube should be a surprise, right? Being that YouTube is trying to censor everybody. Not censor this stuff, no surprise. The trailer, which I can't use any of the actual clips from, but you could check it out for yourself. The show's called Big Mouth, like I said. Starts with two young kids. Out from under the bed comes the hormone monster, talking about sex with children. Teaching them about sex. Getting them prepared. The whole show is about sex and how kids are, going through puberty and, people
it can't just be a weird show, though, right?
A little girl cartoon.
It has to have to do with a shadow organization because it confirms something that he already wants to believe, that, animators and everyone's in this, like, secret underground cult where we try to control the media to make the kids... What? That's another thing I don't understand by a lot of these people. Is what's the point? Like, what benefit would it have to some shadow organization if a bunch of kids like end up gay or fuck? Like, what's the difference?
It's the pink hand, man. It's like I said before. It's like they take their weird. It's a lot like that feminist slam poetry.
Yeah,
they take their weird personal fucking hang-ups, and they build these big, elaborate, like world-ending fucking narratives around them. And I mean, it's funny because you listen to this shit. If you flash back to like the 80s, they had this shit about the Simpsons. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Simpsons were gonna turn all of us into like anti-social, unchristian this and that. And it's just a rehashing of that same shit. Although if you go back, that little cartoon still he featured, the little alien guy there, the yellow dude, his nose was a flaccid dick. Look at that.
That's actually funny.
Oh my god!
I'm not even kidding. This is a flat. Look, his nose is just a flaccid.
But I mean, like, here's the thing.
Oh my god,
he,
it is.
He thinks that there's like some ulterior motive to it. It's like, no. Why do you think this is the concept for the show? It's because sexuality becomes a big part of somebody's life when they enter puberty. I mean, like, that's kind of like the gist of the show. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to defend the fucking quality of it. But
the show's also not for kids. This is like part of like, this is what happens when, this is the new generation we've got.
Dude, you know what
none
this
of
is
us gave
kind of
up
like?
Cartoons.
This is kind of like when, and you're right, but this is kind of like when people are like, oh, South Park, that's not at all appropriate for like second graders. It's like, no, the main characters are second graders, but it's obviously marketed and made for a way more mature audience.
Yeah.
I love animation, so I know more than anyone that like dumbasses like this are the reason why people are afraid to make adult animated shows, because they, people instantly try and connect animation with children when that's just not the case.
Well, it's something I gotta wonder too, though, because you guys probably noticed, like in in the same way that feminists see like rapists everywhere, yeah. Like everyone is a rapist, or anti-fascists, Nazis everywhere. I've noticed that like this new internet right wing we've got coming up, everyone is a pedophile. Everyone everywhere is a pedophile. There are pedophiles lurking around every corner. I gotta wonder if maybe this kind of bullshit isn't like an extension of that.
It probably is.
Yeah.
I don't think these two worlds have fully connected yet, but I think that they're going to eventually. Like, people like this are gonna come to agree with other people who are perhaps less extreme, and it's just going to become a huge conspiracy. And then people, there's going to be
Hanks is behind it all. fucker.
There's gonna be some social circles where Pizzagate's accepted as fact and shit like that. Like, I know it's already true, but
Yeah, what do you mean there's gonna be?
But there's gonna be more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't forget to take your brain pills. Oh,
Did I hear
God.
someone say they wanted to hear my dad's Google history? Dad's Google history.
Yeah, this.
Dad's Google history. What is the name of the woman? Dad's Google history. His buddy does Google
This is the worst
history.
thing I've ever seen.
Demi Lardner age. Dad's Google history.
Can we stop this now?
Okay, I've tortured you guys enough. I just wanted you guys to see it.
I'm familiar with this now. This is
Okay.
like if they called this like avant-garde performance art, I could accept at least that title. But the fact that some people tried calling that a stand-up act, like I said before we went on air here, writing comedy is hard. This is an example of why, if you find it impossibly hard, you shouldn't even do it.
I agree.
Or just keep that shit to like your fucking living room, so like you can annoy your friends with it. Be like, oh yeah, you're so funny.
I bet they play that video on loop at like Guantanamo Bay. They torture people for information.
No,
The dad's
they
Google
just-
history video,
they just-
definitely.
They play that at the those pray the gay away camps. You know, the conversion therapies. They're just
Yeah.
like, this is what it means. This is what it means to reject Jesus.
I like how you gave the, I don't know, pastor, whoever you just did the voice of. I like how you gave him like a sassy gay voice.
That's because like people who are that against gays usually just think like they just, in the words of Joe Rogan, they're really worried that dick is tastier than they think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's great.
That's a good way to put it. Actually, there was like a study done. I don't know who the fuck conducted this, but back in 2015 or so, they like hooked up these devices basically to measure like blood flow and stuff to like detect if dudes were like, you know, turned on by gay porn, whether they identified as gay or not. And the ones who were like vehemently against anything gay were like way more likely to get hard-ons by that than any other group of people.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's like, well, what you get like a senator or a pastor or someone who's like, you know, deeply homophobic, and you know as soon as like, you know, the harder they bang on about it, right, about how it's corrupting the family and all this shit, like the more you know, it's only a matter of time until they get caught like putting stuff inside of some mail page somewhere. You know, it's like fucking clockwork, man. You know.
Someone who's genuinely straight will be comfortable with their sexuality and be like, hey man, I just don't like dicks.
Yeah, should we be remotely surprised in the same sense that, like, you know, like throughout the Islamic world, you know, fucking young boys is a thing, and that in the Catholic Church, who's probably one of the most homophobic institutions on earth,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, oh, here, you get a golden cross because you know how to flex that thing. Ugh.
I forget who said it on the Drunken Peasants. I think it was that guy, Asterios. But he was like, he said that Catholic priests were putting special crosses on, you know, boys that were like had vulnerable home lives, or basically they would mark kids to be molested.
Yeah, no, that was part of the recent the recent round of discoveries. And
that's crazy.
And it's crazy too. What's crazy too is when you think about it, like how long has this shit been going on? Not just in terms of like how long have they been fucking the kids, but how long has like the Catholic Church covering up sexual abuse by priests been a story? Because at this point, the kids who've been molested most recently are old enough to probably be the grandparents of the young people who were first brought up when the story was first exposed at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, people, they immediately go to like, well, you know, religion gives people, you know, a sense of security and hope. It's like, okay, so we're not going to address any of this. We're just going to let it slip fucking again. Like, how many times does this have to come to light before people realize that there's like a pattern going on, that there's something at play?
Yeah,
it
maybe
needs to be taken seriously, and because this isn't some fucking Pizzagate conspiracy. There's actual hard facts here. But you don't see the same people talking about Pizzagate really talking about this.
Well, listen, I mean, like, you know, the Catholic Church is one thing, but can we talk about James Gunn's tweets, please?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
fucking real, dude.
Let me just explain something before we do. I have not paid any attention to it, and that's not because I couldn't, just because like I didn't want to. I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm not gonna entertain this.
Oh, that wasn't a serious suggestion.
Yeah, he was just saying that in jest.
Yeah,
Alright,
no,
cool.
that was
I was just gonna preface like I don't know anything about it. So if you want to talk about it, that's fine, but I'm not gonna comment on it.
Well, no, this it gets back to this it gets back to this propagandist shit that effectively is like what this like modern pedo hunt is, where you've got the Thernoviches and the fucking the pizza gators in general. Anybody who went in for that, yeah, they're mostly silent about the Catholic Church. They'll bang on endlessly about Islamic abuse of children, but only because it's Islam, not because they really give a fuck about kids. And now you got like QAnon coming out and saying shit like, "Oh, there are massive worldwide pedophile rings led by Tom Hanks and shit." Like, really?
Prove it.
No, none of that. Beyond prove it. Please actually, while you're trying to prove that, maybe actually pay some attention to obvious institutions which are supporting child sex
I completely
exploitation.
agree.
Institutions that a lot of those people happen to adhere to.
Exactly. How ironic. I don't think a lot of the new right is religious, but they certainly don't go after religion.
Well, they defend religion because it's part of the whole traditional thing.
That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, because the gay rights became a left-wing issue, so fuck that noise. And then, oh, we've got Milo now. Oh, okay, yeah. So there you go. And it's sad too, though, because while you've got this fucktarded edgeball new right wing coming up, you've got you've got actual intelligent conservatives Hi, I Think I'm Real, right? Or Roman Millennial. Those are intelligent people who make intelligent conservative arguments about things, and I enjoy when I listen to them, because they argue their points well, and when I find things that I fundamentally disagree with, I'm happy because it's an actual fundamental disagreement about principle and policy that's rooted in something real, not in just this we're owning the libs, guys, we're owning the fucking libs, hey, watch me order Papa John's and eat that fucking cardboard with Parmesan on it just to own those libs. Oh god, go fuck yourself, please.
Yeah, it pisses me off too, because I feel like there's a lot of potential for some really interesting discussions, but instead it boils down to libtard cuck owned part 38. It's like,
I
okay,
hate that stuff. Yeah.
Am I supposed to waste my fucking time watching this shit?
Just
Apparently so.
We can call it the house that Milo built, or even the house that Sargon built. Because keep in mind, some of them are liberals. Dave Rubin. Hey, Dave, can I come on your show and have you agree with me?
Classical liberal Dave Rubin.
I'm not from Turning Point USA, so no. Oh, I'm sorry. Candace fucking Owen. There we go. If you need a greater example of what mindless fucking sheep a lot of these edgy online right wingers are, the very fact that Candace Owens, who previously tried to run what was effectively going to be an information hub, something which was going to gather and sell more of your information than fucking Facebook does, in the name of defeating online bullying. Oh, now she's going out and I'm black woman, conservative woman, black woman, black woman, conservative black woman, fuck Democrat plantation, and everyone just cheers like a bunch of trained seals. It's precious. Oh, hey, it's Mima. Hey, Mima. Are you gonna sing to us?
And we are live. We are live.
Oh my god, there's a man.
Little red sign.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
Man.
This guy's called Von Helton.
He looked more like somebody's grandma than Steven Tyler does.
I don't think I've ever brought this up to you, SWEGTA, but maybe I have. This guy used to be a meme, right?
Oh yeah, he was actually on the news, right?
Well, no. He was, that there was this old school meme in the late 2000s where it was this kid who was doing karate, and that's actually a picture of Von Helton. Let me see if I can look it up real fast.
Well, turns out that
Oh, do you
This
mean
is
like the oh, they made fun of me, so I did this thing that relates
Yeah,
to karate?
that was Von Helton.
That's fucking Von Helton?
That's
Send
a
me that
picture of Von
immediately.
Helton.
Send me that immediately,
All right.
please.
So wait, this is something he did when he was a kid?
I fucking guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard this from multiple people. It's true.
Because I was halfway like thinking to myself, wow, that kid from the fun video sure didn't age well.
Dude,
once you see this, once you
Von
see this, you're gonna
Helton's
be like,
Von Helton's hand right now is like, how much of a fuck I give about this video now that you've told me this.
dude, you can see that's Von Helton if you really look at it. Swag.
All right, let's see.
There you go.
Can you bring his face up again?
They used to make fun of me. The suit used to be white. That's Von Helton.
He went from this to that?
To that.
I don't know. I mean,
that's Von Helton. No. This isn't even a question. Like that is Von Helton.
I mean, he's got the same nose.
Even if you go on Know Your Meme, which is a reliable source of information, it says that it was taken from Von Helton's Facebook.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I gotta give him that. That's kind of cool.
Karate Kyle was Von Helton.
Yeah, I wonder what degree black belt he is now.
I guess this guy, did he actually know martial arts? I don't know. Maybe he was just posing for a
The
class.
fucking Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Karate Kid was really big that year. Just
could
came
never
out on
picture-
beta.
Yeah.
Says so.
I could never picture Von Helton like beating someone up.
Anyways, just real quick here, was touring the internet.
I don't know. I could see him fighting the mailman.
Come to find a channel on Steemit
Barking
called
at him,
Von
maybe.
Helton. Well, that's nice and all, but there's a problem. Problem it isn't me. So Steemit.
Oh shit!
Watch, he's gonna debunk that claim you just made right now. Like, I never did karate.
That is a troll or a hater posing as me,
or a hater,
and has created an account on your service. Would you please remove it? Thank you. That would be awesome. But I went on Steemit and found a Von Helton on there. With
I actually
my
saw
face.
this account too before I saw this video. Like
Be
I was
honest,
making.
that was you. Come on.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't.
I just want to
Why would I
Photoshop this guy's face into different like stills of
God.
Hugh Jackman and just like open a whole social media spread of Von Helsing.
Von Helsing.
In his videos, so he can't say, "Oh, well, I'm not James Von Helton. I'm Eric Von Helton or something." No. The videos have my face in them. So, we have a problem.
I love
here,
the
Houston.
wood paneling in the bathroom, by the way.
Yeah.
He never closes that fucking door.
Yeah, he never closes that door. It looks so unprofessional.
In the last video we played, you could see like a fucking toilet brush in the background. It's
Well,
like,
the thing is, he's still using one of those old VHS dating services, and he's like, ladies, I keep my bathroom pearly white, except for the wood paneling, which I hit with pledge twice a week.
Looked more like Egghead's bathroom last time.
Steeman, if you would take care of that for me, that would be awesome. Because no, I did not create a Steeman account.
has he heard of filing a DMCA?
Yeah, instead of actually doing that, he's just like, if you could take that down, that would be rosy. Yeah, because people from Steemit, I'm sure, are watching Von Helton videos.
Well, that is kind of a grandpa thing to do, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been on YouTube since like 2006. He ought to know this by now.
Yeah, he should know this song and dance.
I did it a couple times. I did, but I never created one. That is a troll. That is a hater. That is somebody that is using my intellectual property for their personal gain. See, on Steemit, for those of you that don't know, on Steemit you can make money. Okay, so this person is making money off of my ugly mug. Well, see, that's against the law.
Probably not very much.
Yeah, well, he's modest.
Don't do that.
A couple bucks.
You can't make money.
I love the fact that like Grandpa, like I'll be honest, I've never been to or really even heard of Steemit before, so I'm just like, wow, Grandpa knows more about the internet than I do.
Have you heard of DTube before?
I've heard of that.
They're basically connected the same. It was one of those BitChute style YouTube alternatives that never seemed to really go anywhere.
Oh
is it
no!
gone now?
It's like I remember somebody
It's
was
still there.
impersonating me on Mines. He could have potentially fooled literally, well, pairs of people, maybe 4, maybe 6 people.
Yeah.
Hang off my image, okay? You can't do that shit.
Well, apparently they can.
All right, that's illegal. Okay, so Steam it. If you would, please, remove said individual from your service. That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
End up removing him.
So how's everybody doing? Diana, I see you showed up.
I like how now he's like, how's everyone doing? You know what the funny thing is? He's saying that, but this wasn't a live stream, I don't think. So he's just saying that.
He's just reading comments from his old video.
He's like pretending to have a live audience because he normally doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So how's everyone doing?
Dude, I've had streams where, like, you know, my viewership goes from, like, I don't know, maybe like 100 to like 20 people, and I'm like, man, that's low. But then when I see this, I'm like, you know what? I feel better about that now.
Yeah, I don't even get those kind of numbers when I live stream myself. I mean, this is like, right now I'm watching this and I'm thinking like, wow, Cult of Dusty's dad. He really got a nice little keyboard.
Didn't somebody say that, like, he looks like,
Matt would turn into.
Yeah,
I think
like
Billy said that Matt would turn into this guy. Which is...
Yeah, if you take like Mundane Matt, Cult of Dusty, and Brett Keane and combine all of them into like one human being, you would have this.
It's just like a YouTuber Voltron of some kind.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I am kind of distracted though, both by like, I mean, I can see, like, you look in the corner, you see his keyboard. Like, that looks like one of those really nasty, like, $200 Amazon keyboards. I'm like,
yeah.
What are you fucking? Is this guy like? I mean, is this the guy who like used to smoke me out in PUBG all the time, and I just didn't know? My fucking grandpa always knows to drop into the school.
That's awesome.
Riveting content as always.
Riveting, yeah. Him slapping his own fat.
We're gonna have a Cassette Boy remix.
Is everybody
in no time.
okay?
Okay, at this point, you should have ended the video.
Yeah.
Leave a comment there, guys. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on.
The other day down at the Rotary Club, we had a wild old time.
How long is this video again? I
know
forget.
what's going on.
I don't think this one's that long.
It's 5 minutes and 14 seconds. We're like halfway into it. I could skip to the end if you want.
Yeah, skip towards the end. Skip towards the end.
Oh, he's got a Mountain Dew now.
He's got a Mountain Dew.
Gonna burn through some of these super chats. It says, you are live streaming.
But yes, Steam it. Someone is on your service.
He's still on. He's going on again.
That is not cool.
It's not a lot going on. Got a package from FedEx the other day. Tried to keep the delivery guy here, but he kept saying he had things to do. I offered him coffee and cake.
Does anything actually happen?
I had a big bowl of butterscotch ready.
Yeah, Von Helton burps. Von Helton burps. That's the most eventful thing that happened.
God, Vaughn, we gotta talk. Honestly, like, I'll get you sorted out. I'll tell you what you need to know when it comes to making videos. Okay?
Supposed to be doing that shit, boys and girls. No.
Von Helton needs to come on our show.
I was just wondering, like, has a genuine invitation been extended to him to go on to like DP?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
You can only have G-Man on so many times.
Honestly, Drunken Peasant should have him on. Maybe that should be maybe that'll be a thing that happens in the future.
I think somebody told me that they did invite him, but he declined or never got back to them.
Well, he'll have to accept now because we'll help him get the fake Von Helton off.
You better roll out the red carpet. Von Helton is going to be on the show.
He had to consult his circa 1996 VHS tape on internet safety to find out the most correct way to respond.
Yeah.
I got an electronic letter the other day.
Now you're ready to surf the web.
Ain't supposed to be doing that shit. So, if you would be so kind.
This week we should be announcing some guests for DP. We've got people like Roaming Millennial, Brad Jones, the cinema snob, and our biggest poll is probably going to be announcing Von Helton will be a guest.
Yeah, it's like, if you could get like Kanye West on DP, that would not even be comparable to Von Helton.
Von Helton. Yeah.
It'd be an honor.
Data to remove
It'd be an honor
said
if you would
individual.
show it.
That would be awesome.
Okay, yeah, we get it.
So, I figure nobody has anything to say. So that's going to do it then. I guess I'll shut this down.
All right.
Pleasant day and better tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Bye,
Vaughn.
I'm gonna go watch my programs now.
He salutes us as if like we're gonna jump out of a fucking aircraft and land like in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I gotta go sort out this AARP paperwork. Excuse me.
Godspeed, Steemit. It's like, okay.
Well,
I got my Depends on. I can stream all day if Steemit doesn't respond. I'll do this every damn day. Kids
I think the last time
disability checks.
I think the last time we wrapped up the show was with Von Helton, so we probably should wrap up the show again. Here
Yeah, I was
with
just
Von
gonna
Helton.
say, I think we're good. Thank you for being on, Wizard of Cause.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad. I'm glad to see you guys know how to go out on a high note too. You know.
Yeah.
You always got to leave them wanting more. You know.
Yeah. They're
For the full
clamoring
show,
for a
for
sequel.
patrons, we're gonna watch that whole video back to back. 3 hours.
Yeah, we gotta make a
No.
follow-up on this. Like, did Vaughn manage to file a DMCA? Let's see.
Yeah.
Hashtag Von Steemit. Hashtag Von Stop It.
Oh my god. That's a joke that he would make with a salute at the end of a video, honestly.
Godspeed,
Thank you
Von
for
Helton.
joining us,
Godspeed.
See, no, this is like I got to figure out, and I've been trying to think of a way to renew my channel, and I think I found the new format for that. Thank you. God bless you, Von Helton.
Yep.
You saved my career. I'll be back in Cheez-Its at PBR in no time.
All right, well, with all of that said, peace out, audience.
Take it easy, everyone. Until next time.